very good morning, dear children. I hope you all are fine and safe with your family. Students, today in English, we will be learning Unit 3. In Unit 3, we will be learning lesson number 3.1 and the name is Tartary, which is a poem written by Walter de la Mare. The poet paints a vivid picture of an imaginary kingdom, Tartary, and takes us on a journey as the lord of this mighty kingdom. Walter de la Mare was an English poet, short story writer, and novelist. He is probably best remembered for his works for children, for his poem The Listeners, and for highly accomplished selection of subtle psychological horror stories, among them Satan's Aunt and All Hallows. In this poem, the poet expresses his wish to be the lord of imaginary kingdom called Tartary. First stanza is, if I were lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne, and in my court should peacocks flaunt, and in my forest tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant their fins artward the sun. Tartary means an imaginary land. Ivory, it means the hard white substance of elephant tusk. Beaten gold means gold hammered into flat, thin shape. Flaunt, it means show off proudly. Haunt means come frequently. Slant, it means tilt, move at an angle, and artward means across, especially in slanting direction. In these lines, the poet presents the picture of an imaginary kingdom, Tartary. He considers himself the king of his empire. He says if he were the king of Tartary, he would be the sole king. His bed would be made of ivory. His throne would be made of pure gold. He would have a spacious court in which peacocks would move here and there very proudly. His forest would be full of wild animals like tigers and lions. They would freely stroll in the forest as its real owners. His kingdom would have pools full of different kinds of fish. The fishes would tilt and swim with its fins shining in the pools. Moving to our second stanza. If I were lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me, and in my courtyard bray. And in the evening lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. In this stanza, students, trumpeters means one who plays a trumpet. Summon means call. Bray means to make a loud, harsh cry. Harp, flute, and mandolin are musical instruments. And gay is happy and light-hearted. This stanza, the poet imagined himself as the king of Tartary and mentions his meal time. He says that if he would be the lord of Tartary, he would be treated royally. There would be great trumpeters that would produce heavy and noisy sounds. The trumpeters would call him for every meal. In the evening, there would be lamps of different kinds. The light emitted by these lamps would be as yellow as pure honey. Some of the lights would be as red as bitter wine. And during his meal and in the evening, the players would play upon harp and many other musical instruments. All these musical instruments would create sweet and beautiful music. Moving to our third stanza, if I were Lord of Tartary, I'll wear a robe of beads. White and gold and green they'll be, and cluster thick as seeds, and here should wane the morning star. I'll don my robe and scimitar, and zebra 7 should draw my car through Tartary's dark glades. It means, clustered means students, similar things grouped together and placed closely. Ere means before. Wane means decrease in size. Scimitar, it means a short sword with curved blade. And glades means open space in a forest. The third stanza, the poet says something about himself. He says if he were the king of Tartary, he wishes to wear a robe of beads of varied colors that appear like clustered seeds. The pearls would be of white and gold color. There would also be green beads among them. All these pearls would be mixed and would be as thick as grains of seeds. Further, the poet wishes that he would wear his dress, his small sword, before the waning of the morning star. This would mean that he would prepare himself very early in the morning. His carriage would be drawn by 7 specific horses known as zebras. And these horses would draw his carriage through the deep and dark shades and clearings of Tartary. To our last stanza, Lord of fruits of Tartary, her rivers silver pale. Lord of hills of Tartary, glen, thicket, wood and dale. Her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lake like foamless seas, her bird delighting citron trees in every purple way. Glen means narrow valley. Thicket means dense group of valley and bushes. Dale and vale means valley. And flashing means shine with bright light. In these lines, the poet says if he were the king of the imaginary kingdom, he would be sole owner of its silvery pale rivers. Water of these rivers would be very clear and tasty. He would be king of fruits of all types. Hills of lands of Tartary would be his. He would own the hills full of bushes and trees. In the night, He would enjoy beauty of shining stars and sweet fragrance of the breeze. The shivering lake, which looks like a sea, suit him. The purple valley with citron trees that delight the birds would add to the beauty of Tartary. Here we come to an end of this poem. The poet wants to be an extreme ruler of the land. He does not care for the reality and he goes on with his own imagination. Students, if any doubt, I request you all to again go through the video. I hope it must be liked by each and every one of you. Thank you so much.